Walter Lee says colored people ain't never going to start getting ahead till they start gambling on some different kinds of things in the world. Investments and things.
What done got into you, girl? Walter Lee done finally sold you on investing?
No, Mama. Something is happening between Walter and me. I don't know what it is, but he needs something. Something I can't give him anymore. He needs this chance, Lena.
The liquor, honey.
Well, like Walter say, I expect people gonna always be drinking themselves some liquor.
Well, whether they drinks it or not ain't none of my business. But whether I sells it to them and I don't want that. On my ledger this late in life. Ruth Younger, what's the matter with you today? You look like you could fall over right there.
I'm tired.
Then you better stay home from work.
I can't stay home. She'd be calling up the agency, my girl didn't come in today, send me somebody, my girl didn't come in. Oh, she just had a fit.
Well, let her have it. I'll just call her up and say you got the flu.
Why the flu?
Because it sounds respectable to them. Something white people get too. They know about the flu. Otherwise, they think you've been cut up or something when you tell them you're sick.
I've got to go in. We need the money.
Lord have mercy. Somebody would have thought my children done all but starved to death, the way they talk about money here late. Child, we got a great big old check coming tomorrow.
Now that's your money. It ain't got nothing to do with me. We all feel like that. Walter, Benny and me, even Travis.
$10,000.
Sure is wonderful.
$10,000.
You know what you should do, Miss Lena? You should take yourself a trip somewhere. To Europe or South America or someplace.
Oh, child.
I'm serious. Just pick up and leave. Forget about the family and have yourself a ball for once in your life.
You sound like I'm just about ready to die. Who'd go with me? What I look like wandering around Europe by myself?
Shoot. These here. Rich, white women doing it all the time. They don't think nothing of packing up their suitcases and piling on one of them big steamships. And swoosh, they gone, child.
Something always told me I wasn't no rich white woman.
Well, what are you going to do with it then?
I ain't rightly decided. Of course, some of it got to be put away for beneath his medical school, and ain't nothing going to touch that part. Nothing. Been thinking that we maybe could get the notes in a little old two-story somewhere, with a yard where Travis could play in the summertime. If we use part of the insurance for a down payment and everybody kind of pitch in, I could maybe take on a little day work again.
Well, Lord knows, we've put enough rent into here, this rat trap, to pay for 4 houses by now.
Rat trap? Yes, that's all it is. I remember, just as well, the day me and Big Walter moved in here, though. Hadn't been married but 2 weeks, and wasn't planning on living here no more than a year. We was going to set away, little by little, don't you know, and buy a little place out in Morgan Park. Even picked out the house. Looks right dumpy today. But Lord, child, you should know all the dreams I had about buying that house and fixing it up and making me a little garden and back. And none of it happened.
Yes, life can be a barrel of disappointments sometimes.
Honey, Big Walter would come in here some nights back then and slump down on that couch there and just look at the rug and look at me and look down at that rug and then back at me. And I'd know he was down then, really down. And then, Lord, when I lost that baby, little Claude, I almost thought I was going to lose Big Walter too. Oh, that man grieved himself. He was one man to love his children.
Ain't nothing can tear you like losing your baby.
I guess that's how come that man finally worked himself to death like he done. Like he was fighting his own war with this here world that took his baby from him.
He sure was a fine man, Mr. Younger.
Crazy about his children. God knows there was plenty wrong with Walter Younger. Hard-headed, mean, kind of wild with the woman. Plenty wrong with him. But he sure loved his children, always wanted them to have something, be something. That's where Brother gets all these notions, I reckon. Big Walter used to say, he'd get right wet in the eyes sometimes, lean his head back, with the water standing in his eyes, and say, seemed like God didn't see fit to give this black man nothing but dreams, but he did give us children to make them dreams seem worthwhile. He could talk like that, don't you know?
Yeah, he sure could. He was a good man, Mr. Younger.
Yes, a fine man. Just couldn't never catch up with his dreams, that's all.